If there's anything I could do to keep you at live for giving consultation, whatever it is, I mean, there's a lot of people I know in this community that I'm a part of that, I would be honored to have you around. I don't think you should go away. I know you're going through different things now, but there's so many people around the world that they look up to you and guys that you've touched, people's lives. And so I think you should definitely not go away. Let me get to a few more comments. And unfortunately, the match I can't put up, Mikey, for whatever reason. It's not allowed me to put up. Maybe it's due the violence or whatever it is, but unfortunately, I can't do that. With as tenured as Osiris says, would you ever start your own podcast? That's a good question. Would you ever start your own?
That'd be fun. I feel like I wouldn't be as consistent because of my schedule.
Well, it's funny because my guest before did a podcast, another wrestler. We mentioned him before, training to be a pro, and he did 4 episodes and was like, oops, I don't think I'm going to do this. And then it was like, then he was like, well, how about you? What do you do? And I'm like, well, all you do is see me here. He's like, well, I don't think I could do that. Well, then you're not going to be successful. Yeah. I get asked a lot on doing podcasts. I think you have to find, you would certainly be a guy that a lot of people would want to hear, but then you might look at it. You're a busy guy. Do you want to talk? You're going to be pressured to say certain things. Do you want to go through that? Do you want to do that? I think it's, I don't know. I never like to tell people no. You know yourself better than anybody, but that's, everybody. It's a big thing in wrestling. Wrestlers. I mean, the Undertaker's done a podcast and it's blown up. And I saw Stevie Richards now has been doing a podcast and he's blown up. There might be a market for a guy like you. There is a point to do a podcast. James Taylor, 40,000 YouTube subscriber guy, has done a podcast, but he's had the same issue, consistency. I mean, that could be an interesting way for you to continue the sport of wrestling.
Real quick, a while back, a long time ago, I was still part of ESW. Cruise Confidence, if anybody remembers that name, Cruise Confidence and Being Around You, both were people I would converse with out of wrestling and hang out with, and they wanted to do a podcast with me where we would talk about WWE, we talk about ESW, all that good stuff, and we called it was it Cruising with the Greatest Beans? I think something weird. It was something trying to incorporate everybody's name, and it was dumb, but it was a work in progress. But at the end of the day, I was just like, man, bro, like I'm talking all this shit, like I gotta protect what I got going on. I can't just fuck myself off because of the image people expect. And
I think that's a question that you're obviously a name that carries a lot of weight. And I think a lot of people might, you're going to be expected to say certain things. People are going to ask you gotcha questions.
If you hear CM Punk talking, you're expecting pipe bombs. Everyone calls.
There are guys now like CM Punk. Bret Hart's another one. When Bret Hart talks, you're expecting Bret to badmouth Goldberg, badmouth Shawn Michaels, badmouth Triple H, and Hulk Hogan. But and he was doing a podcast, and Bret Hart had a podcast about 5 years ago, and he was actually told to stop doing it because all he kept doing was burying everybody in WWE. I mean, and he was getting a Legends deal. So, I think if you want, you're always welcome here anytime you want. I would recommend, not to give myself a pat on the back, but I think wrestlers know they can come here because 2 reasons. Number one, I can take some of the heat off them because I have no problem saying anything. And secondly, it still allows you to interact with your fans and be in the community. So I think, you being here regularly, you're going to be here more often. I think those are things that people would love to hear. So I think that would be the better mean. And not just because it's me, it's because I think if you watch this platform, you see guys from the community come here because they know that there's a level of trust. There's obviously, I know the community, I know what's going on. I think that that's the best way to go. Obviously Glory Kid asked you about what's next. We've kind of answered that already, so I'm going to move off that question. I still want to give you something. Hello there from Bradley Ralph. What's up, Osiris? The comment made more sense at the time. Hello there, Mr. Young Rolo. Want to say hello to another one of your proteges? I got more comments here. Yes, talk to me about Young Rolo. Go ahead.
Let me talk to you about Young Rolo. So my guy Young Rolo, man, he was one of my guys that comes to me in TLW. He's in the TLW and he's getting Simon the Broom, and he got it over. So he's obviously great. He knows what he's doing. He's awesome. If you can get a fucking broom over, you're over. You're good.
Flair analogy. Flair could get the broom over. Anybody with Flair works with, including the broom, would get over. Yeah, I heard that before.
If you can get a broom over and the broom was fucking over as shit, I would have bought the goddamn Brooms t-shirt if they put him on a fucking t-shirt before I was playing for Ed and Eddie t-shirt. I'll tell you right now. Now, young Rolo comes to TLW when I'm running Texas Legion of Wrestling, and he jumps into training and he's like, I got asthma, so I can't do it. I was like, yeah, well, I'm not going to take it easy on you. You want to do this, then you got to do it. But I'll let you take your breaks, I guess. You know what I mean? So you can go get your on or whatever. So he's, and he's done, but he never let me down was the thing. On his birthday, I'll give you a great memory that I was actually just given by Nick Violence that I forgot all about. Nick Violence, shout out Nick Violence, one of the greatest guys I've ever encountered in this business, and one of my best friends. I don't hang out with him enough, but goddamn it, he's a good friend to me. But Nick Violence told me, and on I think it was Rolo's birthday. So every birthday in TLW, if it was your birthday that week in training, I'm giving you chops for whatever age you are. Not it's the entire roster. We're going to split them up evenly, and we're going to give you chops for whatever age you're turning. Because that's what I went through in training. If it was your birthday, we got the chops for our age. So, and he tells me, well, I have asthma. Like, I can't do all these chops. I was like, fine. Cool. Hey, Nick. Nick speared the fuck out of him. And then after he's laid out from that, S.A. Greg gets up on the top turnbuckle, hits a frog splash. He gets up from that. Big Mike gives him a fucking tiger bomb from fucking hell. And then they pick him up, hold him there, and I give him the NGOA of his birthday.
Oh, my God.
It was great. He took it like a man.
Happy
and
birthday.
And he actually fucking loves us for it. And it's just a great memory, man. That's so great. I love Rolo. Rolo's one of my greatest students that I ever had in my presence ever. With all the downfalls and all the disabilities that he may have presented to me, he still went through it, still got through it, and still got over every show he had. We were wrestling on a pretty bad ring in TLW, I'll tell you that much right now, and he still went through it. We were basically wrestling on wood and steel in TLW, and even in the rain, especially in the rain. They didn't have pads. It was a rug leftover pieces of rug that they'd throw out there.
Oh God, I can picture.
But God damn it, he went through it, and everybody that was at TLW did, and I respect every single one of them, most of them, especially when they went through the training with me. All the drills, I put them through real drills. I don't. We're just gonna jump into doing matches. No. We're gonna do drills. We're gonna make sure your cardio is up to date. We got you. I'm gonna take care of y'all. Me and MOD are the trainers at the time. And we put him through it, but he got through it, and that's what mattered to me.
Well, before I get to some more comments, it's a good time because obviously we're in the second half of the show, and I want to be able to present to you formally what puts you in the Hall of Fame, what's official, because we do things officially on this platform. And obviously, congratulations. You were officially the 83rd member. I will send you the certificate when we're off the air, but I wanted you to have this. I believe it's important. I like to do things official and officially recognizing the Hall of Fame, and we'll make sure that you have it. I want you to have my John Hancock, today's date, the logo, so you definitely earn this. You really are responsible for the majority of these Hall of Famers to be in here in Sportswire Radio's history. So let me get to a ton more comments. Another one of the young guys keeping your name alive, Mr. Aaron Blaze, the headline who just worked with Jack Delta. He's been in 19 promotions, probably on his way to one as we speak, says hello. Also, he has Shane Davidson wants to say, Osiris, when you were in the network and faced Dominic, what was his theme song that was hard? He's got, and by the way, Shane's got his own music out there, by the way. So shout out.
I remember the theme song, but that's one of my favorite matches only because I looked like such a badass in that one. He made me look like a fucking $1.6 million. Like he killed it. And we were supposed to have kidnapped him, and we didn't feed him for 24 hours, whatever. We were beating the shit out of him for 24 hours. And then I went out there and had a squash match with him. And it was just excellent. All that stuff, all the network stuff was great.
Okay. Well, let me come back to that because I got a birthday wish shortly too, as well. Let me get two other things. Thank you, Mikey, for tuning in. We'll definitely be in touch, and I'm sure I'll be on at some point once again. Also, here, Osiris and Eric Bischoff coming with the most controversial podcast in the wrestling game. You never know. And listen, if you haven't yet, hit that sub button for us at obviously Sportswire Radio 6579. My buddy Justin Parsley, another controversial figure like yourself, is going to be here Saturday night. Also, here, I got a good comment. It's a crime that we didn't get to see much of Beaner Andrew during the ring era. Aztec's downfall is unfortunate as well. I always thought he was a great character during the Yard era in the ring. Good point. Good point.
Yeah, let's talk about that real quick.
Yes, go for it. I guess no, sure.
Is somebody that is currently still talked about coming back and making random appearances, but him and Alex just don't get along. And I really hope and pray to Beaner, I hope you don't do it because it's not worth it, brother. If you're watching this, I'm telling you right now, it's not worth it. Don't do it. You deserve so much better. Beaner Andrew is such a guy, man. Somebody I'd put up there in real life with the real life Wicked J. Just an amazing, one of a kind type of person. And he doesn't deserve that kind of bullshit over there that you get over there in ESW. And I hope he doesn't give them the attention that they'll get if he presents himself there.
I would definitely say if you want some attention, come to Sportswire instead. Come to Sportswire instead. That would be where you get more attention. I think you'll be much more represented in the community. And good point there. Wait, Young Roller with Simon Holy. The originals are in the building. Yes, the originals are here. Thanks for the kind words, my brother. Love you, Osiris. True stories. Osiris never took it easy on us and pushed us to our best. Appreciate that. Oh, God, the greatness, jumpings, good times. Shane Davidson told me this on the phone off the air, and I know he's here Friday night, by the way. He's back here at 10 o'clock on Friday night for the first time in weeks. I'm excited about that. Was a fan of ESW since I was 12. Been watching for a while. They inspired me to do backyard wrestling. He got to be trained as well, so that's a big thing. Another guy that would obviously likes to go everywhere. He is Big Man Cam. He's on Cameo now. He even gave me a Cameo video. He's on Cameo. He's a TikTok influencer. He's apparently friends with some guy, AJ Francis, Top Dollar. He's also like 6'17" with the size like 80 foot. He says I'm late. Yeah, he's really big. He's just really big. He really like his must like. He probably eats like 4 things for like lunch and like 6 things for dinner alone. And he's obviously here with us. No, he's obviously a good friend of mine. But
shout out.
Yeah, definitely give him a big shout out because he's really big and he will get mad. Actually, I'm kidding. He does like me though. But Dominic's theme was just straight. Yeah, I do remember Maven's song, by the way. Yes, Maven, another guy who's made a comeback into the podcast world. Me and Bean kind of have our differences, but I've always respected him and his work. Hope to make things right with Beaner one day, because I saw him as a brother as well. Okay. All right. Well,
everyone has their own opinions. You know what I'm saying? I mean, nobody can control their opinions. At the end of the day, though, behind the scenes, Beaner was a great man. And he may not have agreed with everybody's, but, and maybe that makes me biased because he agreed with a lot of mine. But that's not really what I'm looking into. What I'm looking into is what a great person he was off camera. And how well he was able to have good chemistry with pretty much anybody he ever performed with.
Well, I think that those are things that are important. But before I do anything else, I do want to wish a very happy birthday to Omen Black's son, Omen Black Jr. Omen Black Jr. turns 11, so he's definitely going to probably be here soon because he's 11. That means he'll be in the ring in, I don't know, 7 years, 8 years, maybe sooner than that. He's the boogeyman of the Midwest. He's the hardcore god's son, and he's probably going to be just as vicious, just as violent, just as deadly. And I hope he has a very happy birthday, maybe more of a happy birthday than his father after what Big Man Cam's going to do to him very soon. But happy birthday to Omen Black Jr. I hope he has a great day out there. And I look forward to hearing more about him in the future in the wrestling world. So thank you for your support. And even Big Man Cam wishes him happy birthday. Yes, we do. Also, I got more comments because now people want to talk to you. Let me see. Shane Davidson wants to say he's been searching for that. I don't know what the 2025. Oh, maybe his return to the ring. Yes. ESW gets a return. Yeah. That's why I think if anybody does want to return, they want to say something, come to Sportswire. I'll make sure you don't get buried. Me and Bean dishes with something over Facebook, backstage, on and off camera. Great guy for real, though. There's no question that he's a great guy, but you're even a greater guy right now because you're in our Sportswire Radio Hall of Fame. Let me take this off the screen, and I want to put you back on the screen, and then I want to talk about, obviously, some Twitch stuff. Are you doing any Twitches, Comp? You talked about you're a gamer. You wanted me to plug your Twitch. I'm going to plug your Twitch right now for the audience.
Yeah. I get on Twitch, Osiris _ the Great One, number one.
I'm going to put that right up shortly. Hang on tight.
And I do a lot of, I'm an affiliate on there, so I try to make my streams as much as I can. I just had an unfortunate fall of events with my personal life to where I had to shut it down for 2 weeks. I got back on and I lost all my live audience as it happens. You know what I mean? Everybody kind of fell off with it. And then I kind of fucked up a couple streams. I fell asleep playing.
It's funny you said that, actually, because I feel like, not you, obviously, but I've had some guests recently that I was like, there you go. Actually, I have your stream up right now. Give me 1 second. I actually have it up. Hold on. I want to put it right on.
I got too fucked up on those and I'd fall asleep or something. I don't know what was going on, but I've been doing real well recently.
You're on there. Boom. That's your most recent stream, and there you are. You doing some streams, and we like to do a lot of 2K24. Is that your jam for streaming?
It's a lot of universe mode, and I have a lot of fun on there. And we'll, as actually what I was doing with 2K24 was I was reliving the last 40 years of WrestleMania, going through. Okay. And I played one. I think I'm coming up on 37. The official reign of Roman Reigns has started. Oh, wow. Our tribal chief.
That was the one where he stacked Edge and Daniel Bryan in Tampa.
Start of his was The Fiend and Braun Strowman. He beat him at SummerSlam.
Yes. Correct.
But yeah, I'm facing Edge and Bryan Danielson at WrestleMania 37, I believe it is.
Wow.
And I'm excited for that. It's coming up. Y'all check it out, man. Join me and just, talk away. I'm in there completely.
All you have to do is go Osiris _ the Great One. I know guys like my buddy Shane Davidson are big streamers. They're always on Twitch, and he does a lot of different things. And all you have to do, and he's got a nice little following. Yeah, check him out. My buddy Michael Blackheart's also on Twitch. He was doing Tony Hawk the other day, and I was watching a little bit of it. So yeah, definitely. And if you want, tag me anytime you're on Twitch, and I'll share it and promote it. We definitely want to make sure you do that. So you'll be back at it. And what's it like falling asleep during a stream? I sometimes, like I said, have guests come on. I feel like I'm gonna fall asleep.
The most embarrassing thing, but I think it's because I'm drinking too much and stuff. Well, that stuff's like stuff I'm trying to cut a little bit. I had a beer tonight, but those streams I'm having like 3 beers. You know what I mean, during the stream. Plus,
that's so funny. That's so funny.
And before you know it, the next day I'll wake up and my friends are like, "Hey, bro, you sleeping? What happened? Oh shit!" And it's It's been the most embarrassing thing, but also at the same time, it's a life lesson. I'm learning. Don't do that shit on stream so you don't fucking fall asleep.
Well, you have a request from Young Rolo, but I'm gonna not let you tell this story on the air because I'm assuming it's not PG. He wants to know about this time you all stayed up after a pool party. Just we talk about. I think I'm not gonna ask.
No, that's fine. That's not a crazy one. But
are you sure?
Absolutely not.
All right.
There's actually a picture of that on my Instagram. If y'all check that out,
I'll put it up on Instagram. I'll put it up.
So I'm one of the ones that would be at these ESW after parties, and I was famous for.
About them in the past. Yep.
I was the famous one for being first one there, last one to leave. Unfortunately for the parties too, not just for the show. But I would stay up this night. Alex and everybody passed out. The only ones that were awake were me and Young Rolo, and we were walking around the yard, messing around. It's in there somewhere, a little further down, I'm sure. I'm sitting in a baby crib. In barbed wire. That's where the story.
Find it. Don't worry, I'll find it. We'll go down memory lane and.
Yeah,
we'll
so I'm right there. Go up a little bit more. It's right there. Right above me, bleeding all over the place. No, I guess not. That's the Rumble return. Right above the Rumble, right there with the green shoes. So that's a picture of that morning. I'm walking through. I laid in that fucking barbed wire. We're just talking, and I'm giving him mentorship, just talking to him about the shows and just bullshitting like friends. And I told him, "Hey, give me that light bulb." And he gives me a light bulb. And I fucking cut a promo on his phone, and I fucking cracked it on my head, and I just started bleeding all over the place. There's no match. There's no show happening. This is 7 in the fucking morning. And I just found all these beers. I used to go through. Everyone fucking wasted their beers. They'd leave a whole beer open. I'm about to drink that shit. I'll drink the shit out of it. So I was drinking shit at 7 a.m. And I told him, hey, pass me the light bulb. And boom, I hit it and started cutting a promo. And that's a good memory I had walking with my friend through the chaos of the reunion. That was actually a post-reunion show party. And I told him, hey, take a picture of me laying in this barbed wire. That's when I had my Osiris shoes. I love those Osiris shoes.
Yeah, look at them. You got them matching. The shirt's matching. The shoes are matching. You got looks like a headband. You look good in that picture. You look good. I mean, you look good now. But you look good there too. I mean, I wouldn't have known you would have went through all that in this picture. Well, it was called the barbed wire playpen. The night after the reunion, the Garza Brothers 5, greatness at its sickness, and we see that there. We'll put up some other fun comments. I know there's some more comments. I want to say hello to my buddy, Mr. Alan Michaels out there. Alan's in the house. I'll see Alan Friday on the show, and we're going through some of these photos. And you definitely look like you had definitely that's not jelly there. It's definitely blood.
That was the summer return before the network. So that was the network return, but that was before I was announced as part of the network. There was a fatal ladder match.
So there you go. You got that photo there.
Fatal 4-way ladder match. Me, Alex G, Aztec, and I think Austin. D Ramirez comes out. Fuck that guy. He deserves to die. And I wish he'd get a longer sentence in prison. He deserves life.
Well,
but
if that's the case, I hope he rots and gets the electric.
He did. But D Ramirez comes out and helps Austin G. And but more importantly, my wife was my manager for my first time in that run. And she came out in there and she went through, I think it was a cabin. It was a small cabin of light tubes with a double suplex from the Garzas. They put it through the light bulbs. She got 18 stitches. She had this huge gash in her arm. I couldn't be more proud, but at the same time, I could be more scared. I don't want my girl getting hurt. And that's why we came up with a decision right there to write her out of the show, which led up to me kicking her in the face. She's written out of the show.
So what? So she was okay with being kicked from her husband and such?
No, before that, she was okay with the light tubes. She was like kind of nervous the night before, but we laid a single, like idiots, thumbtack down, put it on the ground, and I gave her basically an STO on top of that. So she just took on top of a single thumbtack just to see what some kind of pain felt like. She took it like a champ. She got up. She was ready to go. I legit, if you watch that kick, that's July 13th, 2013. It's a triple threat match. Me, Short Stack, and Beaner Andrew. It's up there as a single individual match on YouTube. Great match. One of my favorites of all time ever. And mainly because of that spot right there. We cut a promo before that where she cost me a match against Short Stack, and she was like, I'm not going to be able to keep a straight face. And I was like, just try, bro. Just act like I'm yelling at you. Like we're in a fight. And we had a fucking promo. That was the infamous... this has nothing to do with the Ducks. I don't know if anybody remembers that one, but there's an infamous promo. And I just got in her face the whole time. It's all because of you, basically. It's ridiculous. That's what it was called. The ridiculous promo.
That you were going to have to kick her and her going through the light tubes. Just what was you were not. So you knew it was going to be okay.
Because I know how I'm going to hit the kick. I know that I've been hitting this kick for years. She's going to be fine. I might tap her a little bit, but she's going to take it because she's a tough woman. That's what she does. This chick, back in 2009 Hardcore Homecoming 2, when I won my championship, I'm in the back celebrating. I'm laying down on the ground trying to catch my breath, celebrating, happy I just won this title. And they come running in, hey, Gabby's in a fight right now. And I was like, what the fuck? So I got up to go outside. Apparently there's a fan that was all into me, and they got in a fight over it. And the girl was on the girl. So I went over there. I grabbed that chick. I threw her off of my girl and told her, get off my chick. I'm there for my girl. Stuff like that. This chick's a fighter. She's good. So we go to the match, and I cut this long promo of how you're supposed to surround your people. To be successful, you got to surround yourself with those who are, in fact, successful. And I'm going to cut all the failure out of my life. And that starts right. And boom, I kicked the shit out of her.
Wow.
And she took the shit out of it. If you look at her face when she looks up from it, she like flips her hair up and she's all, fuck, like she's feeling it. So I hit it a little bit, but the way I tell it to the guys at work is I'm the only guy I know that got to kick their wife in the face and live to tell the story. And
Well, I'm not going to encourage that for the audience, but what I am going to encourage is some more comments as we get toward near the end of the show in about 20 or so minutes from now. Alan Michaels, good to see my boy. My boy is going to be here Friday at 10 o'clock with Shane Davidson. It's been a while. Good times, bro. Sorry I missed all the tea on your departure from the company. It probably isn't anything that happened before, though. I wish you the best. Stay blessed in all you do in the future. I agree with you. I didn't take that pic of you all bloodied up after the match, too. I heard about the Ramirez situation and did my research. What up? Yeah, fill in the blanks. Yeah, that's. I think we pretty much don't want to say anything further than that. Yeah, there's more on that, but we're definitely not going to mention. I don't want to give any credence to that, filth ball and everything else in between. But we'll put some more, pictures here on the screen that were fun and memorable, and
You're right there. The Wicked J and Manson. Actually, in that picture too, in the corner, that was also from that next to the Wicked J on the right, I guess you'd say.
This one here?
There. That's also from. That's when I hit that light bulb and cut that promo on his phone.
You look like my guest Justin Parsley on Saturday's show, a fellow Hall of Fame. You do have that Justin Parsley look there a little bit. Boy, I'm sure Mr. Parsley is going to be delighted to hear that when he's back on the show. You do look like Justin a little bit on that photo. Wow, you look different. Look better. The good news, you look better now. So you look a lot better now.
That's what I'm told. I look a lot healthier, but I figured out how to.
Actually, you look better now. I actually think you look a lot better now. So, but no, you're welcome. Let me get to some more moments of note from the crowd. Let me see where I like. Obviously, we see this there. You definitely a lot of blood. We got that.
Hey, if you could go down one for me over here on the left corner. That promo, yes, the Great Divide promo. That's one of my favorite promos in the history of my life, right there. Was not
what are you talking about? I'm the leader. I'm the champion. I am the leader. I've been champion. Gold's been champion. Gold. We've all been gold leader. Who's champion right now? Me. Gold leader.
No one's the leader of the Great Divide.
Look. Stay in the back, Paul X. I'm talking right now. You're supposed to be. That's the reason why you're back there, PLC. Thank you, sir. Say something, please. Say something.
I'm straight edge and I'm back to
keep your mouth shut. I'm talking son of a bitch. Guys, you want to go out? It doesn't matter. You know what? No, it does matter. It's going to be MOD versus the ESW champion Osiris. Non-titles match. Right. And the winner will become the leader of this group, the Great Divide. Now, I don't want to hear any more of it, all right? We'll settle it January 9th. Scratch the other idea. Let's do this January 9th. One kick.
Ooh, it's on.
That means I'm leader of the Great Divide, right?
Dude, stop.
We'll take that off. And that was definitely a very, 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 very strong way to do a promo. And we're going to pull up some memories there. There you are with 15-time Anarchy champion. You're definitely feeling that in a sling. We'll see some more memories. The fight before Christmas. Ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas. That was a fun one there.
If I can real quick, shout out Jake Jordan.
He asked you about Jake Jordan because he obviously commented on my announcement, and he's a guy that's definitely come up here very strong of late. And just talk to me about Jake Jordan and what he's meant to you and obviously the company.
So, not so much what I've been to him, but what I hope that I've meant to him, or what he's been to me, but what I hope that I've meant to him.
Right.
He's somebody. I came in. He's one of the newer guys.
Yep.
He did the Nerd Squad in season 2, which I was a big fan of. When I watched stuff that I wasn't a part of, I needed to go watch so I could learn what I'm coming back into. And I loved all of his bits. All of the Nerd Squad stuff was absolutely hilarious. He went into the luchador thing. I thought it was a badass transformation the way they did it. But he was just so quiet. And I was like, bro, you're so good. We got to open you up, dog. Just be yourself with me. So I taught him how to have a match where you would build up getting the crowd hyped up. He had to do that to get the match over. So that would teach him to open up and be a little bit more charismatic because he had it, bro. He has everything else. And me and him would do a lot of Rey Mysterio, Kurt Angle stuff. If anybody ever sees the original match that he just showed the flyer for, the fight before Christmas at the back of the kitchen, there was two Shockwave matches I had with him on my return, season 4. I had 2 Shockwave matches with him there.
At the backyard.
I feel like I was able to help him open up and become the guy that he is now, the character that you're seeing now. Yeah, there was other influences, but I do feel like I was able to be part of that. And he's told me I was his favorite guy to wrestle in the ring. And I think that's his way of telling me that I was. And I kind of hope that it was because he's opened up ever since. He's become this badass heel that everyone loves. I love watching what he's doing. I love watching the transformation. That's why I love wrestling. I like to watch people's growth. I watched Randy Orton since he debuted, and I love to watch the entire career.
Because I love guys that we grew up with: John Cena, Randy Orton, Batista for a while. You know, guys. Edge and Christian, we got to see grow up before our eyes. Daniel Bryan, The Miz, even. I mean, there's a lot.
I love watching.
There's just so many great talents, and I think Jake's going to be one of those guys on there. Let me show up some more memories because people love the memories. The backyard kitchen, as you spoke about, the backyard kitchen, nice photo there. Nice one there. You look good there. We have more photos, more moments. Obviously, family. We won't show the family, but we'll show the blood. We'll show the collage. I always love the collages. They remind me of snapshots in time, and you've definitely done a lot.
Collection.
Yeah, I like that. I always like the collage because it shows you in history and time. And
that next one over, but all the way over, where I'm holding that light bulb. I'm holding that light tube. Yeah.
Yes. There you go.
That right there was me and Cody Rex's first ever encounter. Cody Rex is somebody that meant a lot to me. He's doing really good right now in music and his music career. It's taking off. I'm really proud of the dude. But this is a guy that I had in the crowd in that in-games match I spoke about with Beaner. You hear him in the crowd talking shit, heckling us because I'm a bad guy, and he's enjoying the shit out of it. He was a big Osiris fan, he told me. And, I was one of his favorites. And he got to join the show and, in my eyes, became a bigger star than I was. And or maybe just as big. I don't know. Whatever opinion is on it. To me, I think he was bigger. And I was so happy I got to work with him finally because we never got to have a match. And he told me I was the one that inspired him to get in the ESW at the end of the day. So I always wanted to have a match with him. And so we finally did. He wanted to have a death match specifically. So we had this light tube cabin death match. Insane. Season 5, episode 1 premiere main event. And it was pretty crazy. It was pretty crazy. But I was so happy to have that match with him.
Well, that's part of the course for you. That's what you've been doing. That's why you are the devil himself and greatest. It's greatest. And obviously, we see some more moments here. Obviously, WrestleFest.
That's a piece of shit too. That got the blue shirt. I wouldn't fucking put a goddamn penny to his name.
Yeah, well, we're gonna. That's why we don't think much of him these days. But you got the belt here. Obviously, there you go, back on top. And good old Aaron Blaze would like to say, I agree with him. 3 kicks, 2 time, too long. That was a good one. Go, Aaron. We have here you. Was it, obviously, Jacob. Obviously, that's a tough one. Yeah, Jacob.
Rest in peace to COVID.
Yeah, COVID just unfortunately took far too many people away from us, and we're still never out of it. Let's go to some more memorable moments. Obviously, we have some other names there. We see some of the current. We'll move away from that. You at the gym working hard. That's always good. Anarchy Championships, some of the streams.
Can we go down real quick? Go back to right above the gym picture.
Above it, right?
Snip it. Go back down.
Sure.
Right there under my bloody face. What happened?
I'm trying to play. I don't know why it's. Does anybody hear it here? I don't know why it's not coming up. Hello. No, it's not. It's not playing.
All right. That was that pile off the deck I gave in that who's going to be the leader of the Great Divide 2009 match we just watched the promo to.
Yes.
That was a crazy pile driver, or as I called it, the Kyle driver.
Well, I was going to say that's what it says here. It's a throwback, a new year of destruction back in 2010. MOD versus Osiris to decide the leader of our group, which would be altered by Alex G into a triple threat to include PL3. And this was my favorite moment: the epic Kyle driver through a door of tubes. Ooh,
that's something else that that even Alex G himself would tell me he regrets doing that. He knows damn well that match was great. It should have ended right there at that pile driver, but he had to add PL3 into it because God forbid we don't have his fucking best friend in there. If it's not his little brother, it's not him, then it's got to be his best friend to be there to take the fucking shine away from it all.
Still a great moment in time. I can't play it. There we go.
Motherfucking pile driver. Motherfucking pile driver.
Well, kids, don't try this at home. Don't try this at home, basically. So if you're out there, let the guys like Osiris do it. So we'll obviously see there. Let's move away to a few more moments in time of your decorated career. And this will be another one that I really can't show much of, but we obviously see this picture in time. And let's just say,
Season 6 was awesome. Hey, but that season, I think it was actually the same season, season 6, right below it, the column below that's bloody ass pictures. Season 6, episode 2. There's
right here. I got it right here.
Supposed to be a great match, and I busted myself. If you see it on video, I busted myself open, hitting myself with a light.
Wow, that's a lot of blood. That's a lot of blood there.
There's a fuckload of blood. I got stitches from it. I hope y'all can see the scar from it, but it's here. And
it definitely looks like I'm not trying that anytime soon. I'll certainly make sure I don't do that.
That was a good memory. It's funny to watch.
Oh, well, that was a good one. A lot of great moments here, and that's you with the fans. That's a nice little photo. Would love that. Obviously, always nice to see the fans. And let's move away from stuff that's relevant. We see, obviously. Obviously, we're seeing a little bit of the late divide, and we see. I think we saw pizzas of this, and we see some of it here, and that's
when the world is crashing down.
October 24th, 2000.
The memories I have from that match that in the rain.
Years old, champ. 15 years ago, this was almost 15 years ago.
Yeah, you said earlier something about a decade of me being in. No, I've been in this thing for 2 decades now. Two of them.
Well, in ESW, it's over a decade, and career-wise, it's 2. But to be what you've done in ESW over a decade, to be on top, it's an amazing testament to your amazing career. And I think we kind of got the picture here, and we'll take this off the screen for now as we get toward the end of the show. Let me get a few more comments. Young Roll loved the pick. Yeah, ESW, we talked about that. Proud of Cody for real from fan to top guy. What a great story. We love all of that. And I'm going to put this back up on the screen as we get ready for a few other things. So what else would you like to say before we sign off? Obviously, we want to have you back every month. We want to go back down the memory. Maybe we'll do something and show some matches of yours that were the most memorable ones, and we'll go back in time. Maybe if you want to do that every month, you can have you come here. The fans obviously love you still. The response tonight's been overwhelming. You have a lot of people that wanted to talk to you tonight. I think that would be, something good. It's a good break from us here on Sportswire. We can watch the matches, kind of like our version of the Manning Cast. Maybe if you want to select some matches, you send them to me. I'll watch them beforehand. We'll go over them. We'll talk about it. I think that would be a fun thing. Maybe that's something to look forward to here. Your appearances, we could definitely do that. And before that, champ, what would you like to say to anybody here and such?
Want everyone, like I said, I think I said it last time also, just do it the right way. Go to school. Quit messing around with these guys that are just about themselves. You're going to get involved. Half these guys in the ESW, I wish I could show them what they're in for and all the stuff that I've heard said about them. And I just wish they would just go to school and go do it the right way and go be in front of a crowd. So many of them deserve to be in front of a crowd. So many of them. And Shockwave is literally designed. I've seen the comments. Everyone says it on Instagram. They're making fun of us because we do it for nobody. We're not doing it for nobody. We're doing it for the people making the comments. We're doing it to people that are watching it online. That is what Shockwave is for. It's an episodic webisode. It's a
YouTube product that has a lot of people to watch. So listen, that I'm with you on. When people say, "Oh, blah 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 blah," no, but you don't. What people don't understand, this is what's called a YouTube product. You are making something designed for those, whether it's 100 people, 150, 200 people, even 40, 50 people live. That's the whole product. That's the point. I mean,
watched it. That's who it was for. It was for you. That's all it was for. It's not for my mom and 100 of their Somerset High School alumni. No, it's for everyone watching around the world. We'll get to the live people when we have these backyard kitchen shows. That's what Shockwave's for. And that's what so many of these internet exclusive, they used to be called literally internet exclusive shows, because that's what they're designed for, just for the internet fans. And as good as that is that they do that, these guys deserve to be in front of that live show, because I think at the end of the day, when you're watching back in those old videos, that's why they had so many views. We had a live audience. Live audience gets you into it more because they're chanting, they're cheering, they're booing, they're enjoying the show. you're enjoying it with them. You're like, man, tell that girl in the front row to shut the fuck up. But goddamn, you're being just as loud. You know what I mean? And it's just as entertaining, and that makes the whole show. That's what it is. And when you have Shockwave, yeah, you lose a little bit of that value, but it's for you at your house while you're watching us on YouTube. It's not for people to come and you to be listening to the audience. This is for you to just literally listen to what's happening, watch what's happening, and enjoy a full production, because it is a full production. I'll give them that credit. However shitty they may treat their people, and however however much favoritism may go on there, they're literally doing a full production, putting some work in. But these guys like Jake Jordan, Jacob Prodigy, Blake Pierce, guys like that, they deserve to be in front of a live audience. And to that, guys, if you're going to go get in the show, you better make sure that they're doing live shows, because every single one of you deserves a live.
What's great about, we have one company in particular, the IMF, that has done that. They went from yard to go into a venue, and they've given people, whether it's in the underground and the independents, that opportunity to do that. And I want to one more time obviously wish Omen Black Jr. a happy birthday. I hope it's the best birthday yet. The best is yet to come, buddy. I hope that you only do twice the things that your father has done. Obviously, your father might be the boogeyman of the Midwest. He might be a hardcore god, but maybe you'll be a deathmatch god. Maybe you'll be I don't know what's ahead of a boogeyman, but you'll definitely do something special out there in the world, whether it's wrestling or not. I hope you have a great day. And obviously, it's your dad, I'm sure, will be at Thursday talking about his match with JX. But I agree with you. Listen, I think people, I think there should be something that people should go out and be in a live audience to at least test those waters. And
when you're getting into the business, you want to feel that.
Yeah, it's like, listen, I played sports, and it was always the feeling of I wanted to play in front of people, and you want to, sure, you're playing in front of nobody, but you want to have somebody. And I was hearing there was a lot of favoritism when I got kicked out. That's why they have a few. Yeah, and I think we've kind of talked about that, and I think obviously people know what it is, but I obviously think that we have so much to cover with you in the future. I want to watch those matches. I want to be able to pick your brain, because there's so much that you have to offer. There's so much that you still, by being here, can give to this sport. It just shows tonight that the people are still with you. They know what's up. They know at the end of the day, Osiris is here and he's not going away. And you can catch him on Instagram, Twitch, and so many other great ways to connect with him. And you've got it still. And listen, you've been here more than ESW's put on shows. That's the funny thing. ESW hasn't put on a single show, and yet you've been here twice. And so we know that. We know that ESW, we spoke about it already, is no reason to continue to talk about it. You want to focus on the positives. I want to focus on those positives. And it's a special day here to finally recognize you. I'm going to probably recognize you next time with a day. I'm going to probably give you a day. I'm going to give you a week. I'm going to keep recognizing you. And yes, I'm happy that, Omen Black Jr. is watching, because Omen Black Jr. will probably, not use Crayola crayons. He'll use, I'm sure, some razor blades to cut himself. He'll show his friends, and maybe he'll become a wrestling star. And yeah, happy birthday, Omen Black, son. Yes, happy birthday, Omen Black Jr. I hope that it's definitely a better birthday than any others, and this will be the best that's yet to come. And yeah, happy birthday from Young Rolo. We all wish you a happy birthday. We'll see your father, because it's his show after all, Thursday night, and I'm looking forward to that. And I want to have you here every month, so hopefully in the month of August we can pick a day that works best, and we can go. You send me a few matches that I can put up on the screen, and I would love to talk about those. And yes, turning 11. 11's a big birthday. 11's a good age still. I don't think it's quite puberty, but it's not quite little kid anymore. So it's if you're Omen Black Senior, you probably got 3 more years with your son before he becomes really a terror and nightmare. And you might be getting razor blades to you. You might get barbed wire from your son if you don't treat him a certain way. Who knows? I don't want to give ideas to Omen Black Jr., because after all, Omen Black Jr. could be watching, listening to this, and say, you know what? Well, when I turn 14 or 15, I'm going to basically carve my daddy up like some of the guys in the hardcore wrestling scene want. But yeah, I try to be a stand-up comedian, but it's not working. But anything else you want to say before closing thoughts?
I have 2 things.
Go for it.
Quick. Jake Matthews, or what's his name now?
Dvorak, but he was Matthews in ESW.
I think that was him. That's really cool that you're still going. I'm proud of you, and I was happy.
And he had a riot in the ring, which was to basically award more or less kind of the best, maybe overall hardcore wrestler throughout the United States. They had guys from Tennessee, D'Angelo the Flame compete. They had guys across the Northeast, and now they're doing an All Wrestling Matters hardcore tournament to crown an All Wrestling Matters hardcore champion off my hashtag. He went out and bought a belt. He went out and has put this tournament together. He's got guys, Tennessee, our landlord, Mac 10. He's got Cato. Cato's a well-established guy. They're in Carnage Cup, IWA Deep South. He's got guys from all over the place, and they're competing in this tournament. It's really, really cool thing.
See, this is the guy I got to work with. When he came down, he came all the way down from Philadelphia and Pennsylvania because he picked up Power Surge. He came down to us.
The Surge, yes, the good old Surge, yes, Pennsylvania. He's from Massachusetts, PA, correct.
They worked with me as my henchman in season 4. Power Surge and Jake Matthews, at the time Matthews.
Yes.
And so I got to do that with them, and that's a pleasure for me. These guys traveled all the way down here to come see us. They were big fans of me. It was an honor for me to be able to
speak to them very regularly. And I even hear through the grapevine that Jake's going to be driving pretty far in a couple of months, I hear. So I'm not going to say where he's going because he knows where he's going.
He does not. They do not deserve him, man. I'll tell you right now. Those guys just ran them down. That's all they did.
Well, he's not going back to ESW. He's going somewhere better. I mean, Jake is going somewhere that I'm telling you, when he drives, it's going to be worth it. He's going to be in front of fans, a lot of fans. So I can assure you, when I won't tell you. I'll tell you off the air where it is, but I won't tell you on there because it's going to be pretty big when he goes there. But no, he's a great guy.
That shit, like anybody that's watching that wants to come to ESW, don't do that shit. Just go somewhere better.
No, they got plenty of places on this platform to go to. They can go to IMF as an example. They can go to Jake's company. They can go to TF Group.
Run them down.
Plenty of places they can go to.
It's not called for. It's unnecessary. People are trying to learn their craft. And ESW, really, truly, they sign people that are way worse than anything that anybody's ever come to visit them.
I honestly, listen, I wouldn't recommend anybody with my life dependent on it to go to ESW right now. From what I've seen in that product, I mean, listen, to me, it's like I'm watching 2000 WCW. I'm not going to tell anybody to go to ESW Shockwave. There's plenty of places on this promotion platform that I have that I will gladly tell people over ESW in a hot minute. So no, there's no way that I would recommend anybody right now to go to ESW. Everybody else, yeah, I would tell them, DBW even, XCW, TBW, Resurrection, WCE even. I'll tell them any company. IMF, certainly TF Crew, UWF, Resurrection. I mean, even I tell places like BTW that here's a lot of places I would recommend well before ESW. You can count my life on it. UWA, I'll throw in there. I'll throw in VTW, YBW. I'll throw in anything out there. What's that?
And I'd be showing support, whether it's through media or if it's live. I'll show support.
Don't worry. I think we make sure everybody gets a chance. We make sure everybody, has support. I think that's really why we've done, as well as we have, because I think the community is, really wants to be here. And remember the story when they were teaching the fat guy from West Texas to take a bump, and I was unfortunately outside the right by his legs. Oh God. Yeah. Well, that's a story for, I'm sure, another time. But obviously, it's been an absolute honor, and it's really, really special to have you in the Hall of Fame. And I think it's so special to have you in the Hall of Fame because really laying the groundwork for what you've done for us here in this sport and really this community. You have been the man that's on the Mount Rushmore with this movement, the amount of people that you got eyes on the yard for. And I'd like to pass the baton to you, give you some closing thoughts, anything else you'd like to plug, share, or say, and take it away.
Thank you guys so much for all the years of support, whether you're just tuning in season 6 or 7 of ESW Shockwave or you've been watching me since 2009. Thank you so much for all the support you guys given me, and to hear that I've actually been able to aid and provide some kind of influence to our industry. I couldn't be more proud. That's all I really ever wanted. I was never going to be in WWE, but I accepted that and I made the most of where I was at. And I encourage everyone else to do the same. And I'm telling you right now, thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much for allowing me to provide that influence into this industry. And thank you for the recognition, Tom Bryce, and everybody else that's given me this moment to get recognition for everything that I've done and all the blood, sweat, and tears.
I know. Well, I can tell you here in New York, I've been sweating through my behind the last 4 or 5 days. But
pay the price for this wrestling life.
well, you know what? But you deserve it, and I can't wait to have you here every month. I want to obviously go down memory lane. There's so much still to talk about. We haven't even scratched the surface, and I want you to be welcomed here because you have still so much to give in this great sport, and we can't let you leave. And as long as I have a pulse, that's never going to happen. And I just, from the bottom of my heart, I can't thank you enough. I owe you such a debt of gratitude for everything you've done for this community, everything you've done for this sport and building it. All these guys here tonight that came and paid their respects, you gave them that opportunity. You gave them that floor, and that's why you are our newest member of the Sportswire Radio Hall of Fame, and you are definitely the definition of being on prime time, the brightest lights, the biggest stage. This is the platform you've built. Congratulations, my friend. I'll definitely send this to you when we're off the air, and I can't wait to see you back here next month. We'll plan a day when we're off the air shortly, and you're always welcome. Anytime you want to say something, you just let me know, and we'll bring you here, all right?
Absolutely, guys. All wrestling matters.
Amen. This is still a champion, by the way. He is still the reigning defending ESW Shockwave Interstate Champion. They'll never take that title off him as long as we're alive on this platform. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. He is the ESW Shockwave Interstate Champion. As the magic of technology, he is the newest member of the Sportswire Radio Hall of Fame. He's the devil himself, greatness at its greatest. He is the one and only Osiris. He is our newest member of the Sportswire Radio Hall of Fame, and please support him. He's on Twitch. He's on Instagram. Definitely check him out. Anything you need, any advice, he's here for us. He has been so generous with his time. The fact that he has been here, we can't thank him enough. My name is the Reverend Tom Bryce. You have voice of figuratively when the real wrestling matters. If you're on Sportswire Radio, you're going back to your regular scheduled programming. I'll be here tomorrow, 4 o'clock Eastern time with Vega the Kid Storm, who's training under Copper Dragon, the one and only Copper Dragon, and Hardcore from the GWC days. So a lot to talk about from Vega the Kid. But until then, go support Osiris. Thank you to our friends over at the Promo Wrestling Federation and the Pride Wrestling Federation for tuning in also on Twitch. And until then, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. On the number one global radio station that is Sportswire Radio, where all wrestling matters. Thank you, everybody.